Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is an honor to deliver opening remarks for this high-level launch of the ICCWC Wildlife and Forest Crime Analytic Toolkit process in the Philippines. It is also an honor to take part in this launch alongside His Excellency, Mr. Jim Sapulna, Acting Secretary of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Ms. Kelia Cumans, Director of the Bureau of International Narcotic and Law Enforcement Affairs at the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines, and Mr. Jorge Rios, Chief of the Global Program on Crimes that Affect the Environment and Climate at UNODC, and our partner in the International Consortium on Combating Wildlife Crime, or ICCWC. I would like to congratulate the Department of Environment and Natural Resources Biodiversity Management Bureau and UNODC for their fruitful cooperation. You have worked tirelessly to ensure that this event could take place despite the challenging circumstances brought on by the global pandemic, which impacts our planet, its ecosystems, and its inhabitants. The Philippines is home to over 52,000 species, and over half of them are endemic to the country. It is also one of the 17 mega diverse countries worldwide. We warmly welcome the request from the Philippines to implement this flagship tool that is the ICCWC Toolkit, and we applaud your initiative to continue to work to protect your biodiversity and natural resources, as well as pursuing the successful implementation of CITES. CITES is a legally binding multilateral agreement that sets rules for the international wildlife trade. The convention regulates international trade in over 38,000 species of wild animals and plants, including their parts and derivatives. Its purpose is to ensure that this trade is legal, sustainable, and traceable. All 184 parties to CITES must take measures to enforce the convention and trade in accordance with its rules. This includes prohibiting and penalizing trade that violates these regulations. Since 2010, the CITES Secretariat, Interpol, UNODC, the World Bank, and the World Customs Organization join forces under the auspices of the International Consortium on Combating Wildlife Crime, or ICCWC. We work together to support your efforts and to provide parties with the tools, services, technical support, and capacity building they need to combat wildlife crime more effectively. We are very much looking forward to hearing about the outcomes of the implementation of the ICCWC Toolkit process in the Philippines. This process, however, is not the first milestone of the Philippines. The Philippines was one of the countries that was included in the CITES National Ivory Action Plan process in 2013. After significant progress in implementing the recommendations, the CITES Standing Committee, during its 70th meeting in 2018, agreed the Philippines should exit the process. This demonstrates a strong commitment and willingness to take action. We are sure that your efforts to implement the toolkit and its recommendations will continue to contribute towards your efforts to combat wildlife crime and enhance your implementation of the convention. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, working together to combat wildlife and forest crime is critical for the success of our efforts. I trust that the implementation of the ICCWC Toolkit in the Philippines will help us work better, hand in hand, towards a world in which humanity lives in harmony with nature, in which wildlife is conserved, and where the criminals committing these serious crimes are brought to justice. I wish you fruitful exchanges in the coming days and a successful implementation of the ICCWC Toolkit in the Philippines. Thank you.